Alright guys, hello and welcome to the video. So we are going to be on Siegfried line in the T100LT. We are about 7 minutes into this game. I'm only going to be showing you the end of this one. It got really close at the end. I made multiple mistakes. I want to point them out and show you guys. I mean, one is arguably not a mistake, but more of just a really passive play style on my part and trying to be as careful as possible. But some people are a lot more aggressive than me and, are probably a lot better at rushing into vehicles. But here's what we have. We have a T62A who's a Unicum player, arguably, right? This guy's name is Silver and the 1, or the I is a 1. And then Droodles was also in this game. He was in the Rinoceronte. I saw this. He was anonymized, but I saw this after the game was over, right in the emplates. And someone in here said something about don't give this guy a YouTube video. I think they were talking about Droodles, right? Because I know this guy, I've seen his videos, and I noticed he made another account. That's the one I commented on a couple days ago. He was playing a light tank like the T92 or something like that, and I recognized him. I'm like, I think I know this guy, but I don't recognize his name. It's like Beans, but it says Droodles like on the page. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes more sense now. I had to look at this after, because I looked at the emplates already for this game, and I'm like, this name sounds very familiar. But regardless, guys, we have the T62A. Droodles just died to our Jagdpanzer E100. The T62A is a 2-shot for me. Should be a 1-shot for both of these guys, the E5 and the E100. And they're not able to clean this guy up. So they also have an enemy GW E100. We have 2 Arties, and I'm pushing in. I just won a fight with an STB-1 out here, I think it was. I did have support. It wasn't like I was completely alone. Artie helped me, and someone else got a shot to him as well. And I was making a joke like, oh my god, a reliable Arta. And these guys were playing well. But we had this fight, and now I'm coming up, and I want to show you guys something. Because I make multiple mistakes here. Look at this tracer, okay? It would say exactly where the Artie is, right? I'm looking like this, like at the T62A. I have an idea of where the GWE 100 is, but I can't see that it's coming from here. When I'm looking like this, when you're in game, sometimes you just miss things, man. You can see it clear as day here because I've paused it for you and all. But I'm like in this mode, probably, like looking like, I can't do it now, but I'm probably in like sniper mode or whatever I'm in, trying to figure it out, like, I guess I was looking like this at the time, at that exact moment. So I can kind of see the tracer, but sometimes you're just like, you just miss these things, man. I paused it, so again, you guys can see it perfectly. But at this time, I just didn't see exactly where this tracer was coming from. I thought it was from like here, but it's just the way I looked at it, man. Like, it happens so fast sometimes when you're trying to, like, you're moving your camera around. You can kind of see it, but I just totally missed it, man. And that shot goes into the E5, and now the Jagdpanzer has to deal with the T62A by himself. And then someone even pinged it, right? The Artie pinged it over here. I'm not paying attention to this at all because I have tunnel vision on the T62A, and I was going to go after the E100, but now I want to get a shot into the T62A because this guy is the bigger threat. So I put one into the T62A, and then I start coming after this guy, and the Jagdpanzer, I guess, missed his shot or whatever. I'm trying to see if I can get a shot to the T62A, and here's the issue, right? The T62A is able to clean up the Jagdpanzer E100. Now, you could say, Whirls, just go up and run after him. 2 things with that. One, the Artie is still alive, so I don't want to get pummeled by Artie and get into a situation where I'm now a 1-shot to this guy, and I can't poke on him, and he's a 1-shot to me, so he will have the advantage there because I'm in a light tank, right? But another thing, when you rush vehicles that have armor like this, when they're mediums, really good players know how to angle the tank. So when you run after them, if I try and go around him, he'll move the tank like this as I come around him, and he'll face hug me. And I'm telling you guys, it is so much harder than you'd think to aim 1 shot, and they hit you on the way in, and then you only have like a couple of seconds, right, to try and aim. And like the T62A has insane DPM. I didn't want to take this risk, especially with the Artie still alive. Now, one other thing, I could have went after the Artie. If I didn't go after the Artie, I wouldn't have got this shot to the T62A. So do you guys see how, like, one different play can change the outcome of the game at this point, right? That it's just me and my Artie. Like, if I'm almost glad that I tunnel visioned on the T62A and couldn't even tell exactly where this tracer came from, because if not, the T62A would still be a two-shot for me. So in a way, this is almost a good thing. However, if I went after the GW-E100, would the E5 still be alive, and would the Jagdpanzer and E5 been able to clean up the T62A? Who knows? We don't know. This guy's a really, really good player. I made the play I made. Whatever. Whirls, you suck. Great. Fair enough, man. But this is the situation that we're in now, and I choose, instead of rushing this guy, to come around and run away. And the Arty hits me here, and now that makes me a one-shot. So, again, if we killed the Arty, I would have been a two-shot. It's like, these things can change on the fly based on the decisions you make, and hindsight's always 20/20, man, but this was the play I made, and now what I'm trying to do is see if this guy is going to rush me. And if he does rush me, I would get his side plate here. He instead stays back. I think my Arty tried to come in and get a shot at him. My Arty shoots, but still I wouldn't have the time to come up here and take a shot to this guy. So we're in this situation where everyone was saying that the Jagdpanzer threw it. Like, I think he kind of did, because he completely missed the shot after the E5 was killed. Like, he took one shot from the T62A, and I guess he just missed his shot. Like, it is what it is, man. The guy did like 4,000 damage, or maybe even almost 5,000 damage, if I remember the M plates correctly. But he was like a 2,900 WTR player, probably like 45% win rate player. And it's just like, it is what it is, man. You know, you can't like get mad at people for being bad at the game. Like, there's going to be players that are just very casual and aren't good at the game. So this is a situation we're in. You know, we could have played differently and maybe we would have won the game by now, but who knows, maybe we could have even lost the game by now. I've made the play that I've made, guys. I think it was not necessarily the right play, but I'm alive, right? I'm alive, and I have the better mobility and view range and concealment to try and make things work. My only concern is my Arty dying, but the T62A is being kind of passive because he's a one-shot now too. So what I'm going to do is spot the Arty for my T92 HMC and hope that this guy can clean up the Arty. I'm just going to spot him. I don't think the T92 even takes a shot because he's kind of behind this bunker. I never saw him take a shot. So I guess he just decided not to take a shot. I'm just waiting to see if there's a tracer, because again, you look all different ways when you're playing the game, right? That's why I missed the tracer in the first place. Of the GW-E100, but he never took the shot. So I spotted him. Even so, it still gives a little information. We know that the E100 hasn't moved. The guy doesn't have great mobility, so he's there for now, and now I can kind of focus the T62A. And at this point, I don't really know what to do, guys. I'm kind of running around and just not sure where the T62A is going to pop up. I have an idea of what he might do. I'll actually draw that for you as I get to this ridgeline, but we don't know for certain. This guy could take the field, but I was just in the field, so he might be hesitant to do that. He basically did the same thing I did, and he didn't push in, right? He was very, very passive. I mean, I went all the way around and spotted the E100, but what I'm trying to do is basically just fool this guy, because we were just back here, right? So I would assume this guy maybe came back a little bit, and he's trying to see if I'm back here because the E100 was spotted. So we're just throwing this guy off like quite a bit, man. He's a really good player. I want to outplay this guy so bad. And what ends up happening, I'll show you guys, the T62A, or rather the GW-E100 is going to push in, and then the T62A tries to go down we'll just call this like the 5 line. He tries to go down the field right on the ridge line. So we spot him here. He's still in the same area. And I even said, I don't know WTF to do, to be honest, like TBH, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to outspot this guy as he comes in, or try and get a side shot on him. I almost slipped myself over. And what can you do, man? Like, you just don't know. We're both one shots. You got to be so freaking passive, man, because if you get outspotted, like if the T62A comes down here and I'm not paying attention, it's an easy one shot for him. But then again, if he shows me his side plate, it's an easy one shot for me. GW-E100 makes the game interesting. He pushes in, and now we kind of have a little brawl between our two Arties here. So here's what I'm going to do, and this is the most important part of this video. You know, you can say we made our mistakes at the beginning, but this is where I bring the game back and I'm able to carry it, if you want to say that. GW-E100 appears here. I'm trying to get a shot into the side plate. The E100, the GW-E100 actually has armor. You have to kind of aim your shots well because it has like this angled weird armor. So I get a shot into the lower plate here, and As soon as I hit the shot to the lower plate, I'm now predicting, and I predicted this perfectly, I'm now predicting that the T62A, who's a very good player, Silver, I'm predicting that this guy is going to see that I got a shot into the E100 and he's going to think that I'm like in here somewhere, or maybe even up here. He doesn't know exactly where the shot came from, but I think, or you can say I even know, that he thinks that I'm in this area right now, something like that. So what he decides to do is push down the 5 line. It's probably what I would do. I don't think this is necessarily the wrong play for him. It's just I predicted it perfectly. I knew exactly what he was going to do because there's 2 minutes left and he wants to get involved. He wants to try and come up here and poke the ridge line so that he has the advantage. Hold down, but he doesn't have the advantage because I predicted it. And I came all the way out here and now I spotted him. I have a perfect bush that I can put in between me and him to stay unspotted as I take the shot. And here's the shot in real time. I'll show you guys the shot. I go for the lower plate, and miraculously, the T100LT gun actually behaves in a situation where I need it to behave, which is very, very rare. And this shot goes into the T62A's lower plate. GWE100 comes up. He shotguns the crap out of my T92 HMC, but it's too little, too late. We're able to poke up on the ridgeline here. I'll give you my camera view. We're able to get the side shot into him, and we win this game. Now, again, I'm sure there'll be people in the comments, yeah, Whirls, you know, you suck. You could have rushed the T62A at the beginning of this video, and you could have won. But again, if you guys have pressed into these vehicles when they're really good players driving them, you know that they angle the tank perfectly to try and minimize being shot, you know, in their weak points, right? They can dance their gun around to try and block the hatch. I've been in the situation before and I've been slaughtered by good players that actually have some armor in medium tanks that are kind of hold down and stuff. Who knows? We could have easily had the shot into his hatch, but I would rather not take that risk and throw the game, have the T62A clean me up here, and then leave my arty to be slaughtered, right? So I played it the way I know how to play, and that's to always get distance when I'm uncertain, right? And try and use my view range, concealment, and mobility to outplay and outspot the enemy and then shoot them, right? And that's what we did here. We just used our brain very, very well. We predicted that this guy would come down this line, and I told you guys that I would actually draw this out for you. So what I thought was either the T62A would come this way and try and get a shot from the ridgeline here, or he would come around this way and try and get like up the hill or around this corner, something like this, and try and get shots this way. The T62A is a really good player. I don't think the best angle for him is anywhere in this area. He's going to try and get the best angle, so those were the two plays I was thinking. It was even possible that maybe he tried to do something like this and come up on this ridge line, but he's going to try and go hold down from a slight distance and use that to his advantage, and he ended up trying to go down the 4 or 5 line-ish area. We'll just call it the 5 line, and we were able to outplay this guy. So that's what we did. Again, Drudels was in this game in the Rinoceronte. Maybe someone got into the game on my team while he was streaming or something like that. I thought they were talking about this guy, Silver, because he's a really, really good player and he's unanonymized. You know, he didn't anonymize himself for this game, so I'm thinking maybe it was this guy, because at the time, I can't tell that this is Drudels, right? Because he's anonymized. But in the end plates, you will see, and I wanted to show you guys one more thing. I wanted to show you where this shot hit on the T62A. So I'm just going to open Tanks GG real quick. I don't think I have it bookmarked. We'll look up the T62A. And the shot went pretty much exactly where I aimed it, because as this guy was coming in and I put my reticle like here on the tank, his tank came forward a little bit and the shot ended up in this corner. I'm going to show you guys exactly where this shot hit. Like literally exactly where it hit. It hit this corner, not even like the lower plate. It hit like this edge of the corner of the tank. Call it RNG, call it luck, whatever, man. I aimed the shot like right here as he was pushing in, and that's where it landed. It landed right in this corner and penned like that. But more, I mean, it was more like up a little bit, that. But yeah, it went right into this corner, man. Just like that. Into the corner of the tank there and penned, and I couldn't freaking believe it, man. I couldn't believe that that was a penetrating shot, but it was. And you can see here, like even on the corner at that angle, you still have 100, even in the track, you kind of have the chance to pen. So even as long as it didn't go low, which it almost did, we should be able to pen. If I get the corner, this corner, then it would have ricocheted. But even from that angle that we had him at, like something like that, well, see the angle just changed a little bit though. That's how trollish this armor is. You see if I just move it a little bit, pen, move a little bit back, ricochet, ricochet, ricochet. I'm telling you guys, like even the hatch, look at the hatch, man. There's parts of it that are a ricochet through here like this. This is why I didn't want to face this guy frontally, man. Because I'm telling you, man, they get right in your face and then you can't get a shot. You end up like this and the gun will like, it'll ricochet. Like you can't pen them here either. You would think you could, but I'm telling you guys, like maybe it's the 430 that I was thinking of, but I've been face hugged by these Russian mediums, man. And it's just like, I can never, you can't do anything because of the way the armor is angled. Doesn't look like it has the effective armor I thought it did, but still, man, I made the play I made. It looks like you can actually pen this, but if you're right in their face, would you be able to get your gun down low enough, you know? So who knows, man? I don't know for certain, but I can tell you that this turret is impenetrable for my gun, and this is probably where I would have been focusing if I rushed this guy or trying to get a shot into like the lower plate here somewhere. But still, this armor is angled well, where if you get the wrong angle, like it could be close, man. But anyway, guys, that's what I did. I ran away, man. Now I know for next time that the T62A actually doesn't have quite the effective armor that I thought it did here. But knowing my luck, I still would have freaking bounced somehow. Anyway, I'll show you guys the end plates and I will let you guys go. But I thought it was a really good game to show you. It was a heart pounder, right? 35, 56 damage, 969 assist. We had 8 module damage, 3 kills, and I think we did everything in the proper way at the end of this game, right? We made our mistakes at the beginning, and then we brought it back at the end. We had some good players on this team. The Jagdpanzer did 5K, but he had like a 2900 WTR. I think I told you guys it's like a 45% win rate player, so I'm not surprised that he made a mistake here at the end. Like, he's a very casual player, and I think he played really well given his skill level, right? This guy, Silver, 6,700 damage, 4 kills, and then Droodles here. It says Droodles YouTube, but again, he's anonymized, so I don't know how this guy knew. He was probably on the enemy team and was trying to drop in at the same time as Droodles. Maybe Droodles was streaming. I guess he's a streamer. I don't know for certain. I haven't known Droodles for very long. Like, I kind of just found his page not long ago and then found his sub page that I think I was telling you guys about. Anyway, he was in the Rhino. He did almost 5K damage. He played well. And that's the game, guys. So, again, I played it how I played it. I don't think I played it perfectly. Like, I definitely made the mistakes there at the beginning. But this is what I know. I know to try and get distance and just run away from people that I'm not sure if I can face head on. And I don't play the T100LT a lot either. So I kind of forget that you actually have like 230 millimeters of penetration on the standard rounds. But next time, you know, I might play it differently now, knowing that the T62A actually doesn't have as effective armor as I initially thought there. I might be thinking of like the 430. I think that one has more armor. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll show you guys a detailed report. You know, we missed a lot of shots. This is pretty standard with the T100LT. And by the way, I was running my scouting setup for this video. I don't know if I said that. It's optics, low noise exhaust, and Bounty optics, Bounty low noise exhaust, and CVS in the scouting slot. This is the setup I run if I'm going to get into a city game. So you guys know all the equipment I run. And you guys can take a look at the crew here as well. That's all. I think we covered everything in this video, guys. It's a really long video, 18, almost 19 minutes now. But this was a really important game to show you guys because it was probably one of the closest games I will have in months and months. So there you go. Catch you for the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.